Hello, team. Hi. Hi, team. Again, I'm very happy to join this special webinar with you once again. It's been an amazing week for me. I hope it will be for you as well. So, I have been observing the market quite closely. So, first of all, I welcome you all again to the live stream. So, we had a lot of financial market moments specifically for these weeks. We had earning results which were coming out. So, anyway, so before moving forward, team, let me introduce you to you once again. My name is Akash Malhotra, and I'll be your financial analyst for today's webinar. So I welcome you all. So how are you guys? First of all, tell me how was your week? How is your trading going on so far? And like which were your favorite assets? So I'll be reading your chats all together. Hi, Santript, Subodip Gaming. Hi, sir. Vijay ji. Hi. How are you doing? I hope everything is going fine for you. And you can comment in the chat window how was your week and which trading strategy in terms of profitability worked out well for you. We had a lot of financial moment specifically this week. We had a lot of earning reports which happened. So overall, we will be talking about financial market in details. We'll be knowing about what were the major impactful news happened this week and what will be happening in the next week. What are the basic probability in terms of financial market we'll be making profitability on. We'll be taking some live trades as well. We'll be using one of the fixed time trading strategy. At the same time, I'll be teaching you how Forex dynamics work and what are the Forex trading ideas as well. So you can tell me guys which mode of trading you like most. Is it fixed time trading or Forex trading? In the meantime, we will be having a discussion about financial market. So yeah, you can know me about what are the basic changes that you want. At the same time, you can give me feedbacks. I will be reading your comments as well. And what are the things that you want in the platform? Basically, you want to improve in the platform. So we basically are a highly, dependent team, and we basically waited for our clients' feedback so we can optimize our platform according to your choice. That would be an amazing thing, indeed. So let's start. We'll be start our best analysis method. We'll be trying to understand market from the fundamental analysis point of view. I'll be giving you some tips in trading. At the same time, be very careful, team. So the first thing that I wanted to say is I wanted to inform you that the financial markets involves a high level of risk and may lead to partial or complete loss of invested funds. I also inform you that all action performed by me on my trading account are based on my own experience, and repeating these actions, you act at your own discretion. So trade safely, right? That's the best thing that will be we can do it as of now. So yeah guys, I'm actually reading your comments now. Okay, so Mr. Raja said which term is best, long term or short term trade? Sir, it depends upon the area of experience that you are having. Now we know that when you observe the candle specifically for the higher time duration, it indicates more accurate results. So you can have different set of indicators and oscillators in terms of analyzing it. Even though if you observe the graph for higher time duration, you can find a very quick support and resistance, and based on that you can plant your strategy whether you will be going ahead with fixed time trade mode or Forex mode. Fixed time trade mode is usually more convenient for shorter time duration, but a little higher one. You do not really want candle to be seen for 1 minute duration and expiration time for the same as well. So what we as an analyst we usually suggest our client with the ratio of 1:3, 1:2 or 1:3. That means if you are taking the risk for a minute, your expiration time should be double or triple of it. So let's just suppose if I'm watching a graph for a minute, my expiration time should be 2 to 3 minutes, and it goes so on and so forth. If you watch the graph for 5 minutes duration, your expiration time should be 10 to 15 minutes. But we won't be sticking to the general guidelines. We can actually vary our time. If you are watching the graph for 5 minutes, it depends upon the strength of the signal. We can increase our expiration time to, let's just suppose, like from 8 minutes to 15 minutes. But make sure you keep on observing candles from a different point of view. So it times at happens if you're watching the graph and some 3 consecutive trades are non-profitable, which happens, and here you can increase your basically expiration time. Yeah, we can use martingale approach. First of all, if 3 trades back to back are non-profitable, we'll be taking a break and then resume our trading by following martingale approach. Be very careful in that. 1:5 or 1:4 ratio is something that you need to recover your balance. That means suppose you started your trading with $5, right? Then we will go ahead with 10, 20 and 40, so on and so forth. Okay, but make sure every trade that you took, you have sufficiently analyzed the market and trade accordingly. Okay, so I'm reading your comments. How many martingale steps you suggest, and money management after losing streak? So I believe if you have 1:5 accuracy, that means out of 5 trades, if your one of the trade is profitable, that means 1/5, which is equal to 0.2. Even you have 20% accuracy rate, you still can recover your amount. But if you follow martingale approach, you start with moderate amount. You should have sufficient balance. Remember that from following martingale approach. Okay, I'm also reading your comments, team. Please tell me like which mode of trading you like more. Is it like FTT or Forex? Or yeah, I'll be looking forward for your comments. Okay, so we'll begin our journey by understanding what will be happening in the financial market and what had happened so far, to get a little glimpse about them. So I hope you know how to read earning calendar and economic calendar. So earning reports were released specifically for Netflix, Tesla. There were 2 major companies. So we have, like, when we are reading the financial reports, so they have been broken down into 3 segments, which we call these as small cap, mid cap and large cap companies. So majorly 3 large cap company data releases this earning reports. So if we talk about Netflix, okay, we will be talking generally in terms of market understanding, and then we'll be switching our to fixed time trade mode. I'll be teaching you one of the fixed time trading strategy which I like most, and we'll be making some tweaks in it in case if you're not an expert status client or advanced status client. We'll be crafting that strategy by ourselves. Okay, all right, let's move ahead now. So yeah, we were talking about Netflix. So guys, how many of you are interested in knowing about like what will be happening in earning calendar in the next week? I'll be guiding you about that part as well. So Netflix releases their earning report day before yesterday, that means on 19th. And since there was a moon symbol, that means the data will be released and impacted the market for yesterday. So what happened? They releases their earning report, and company failed to reach the bare minimum profit margin which was set by the Wall Street Journal. If you look at earning calendar, you will see Netflix wasn't able to reach that margin. $8.27 billion was the minimum profit margin, and they were able to reach it like around $8.19 billion. So yeah, they have given more EPS value, which is earning per share. We'll be talking in details. If you want to know about this, we will be having a special session on this one. So 3.29 cent, $3.29 was the profit offered to the consumer, which in terms will be helping client in terms of dividend. So they will be transferring the dividend. We'll be talking about this later. So this has happened, due to which a lot of investors were disappointed with the results, and this is exactly what has happened. Market moved more than 10% just because of this. Now let's just suppose if you have opened the trade on this specific entry interval, it would be more profitable for you. So this is what I was having conversation with majority of my client. So this is what the testing mode we were doing. If you watch it closely, we have to optimize this breakout. That's what we did. In demo account, I was testing this out. So if you watch it closely, team, just in a single day, we were able to make around 150% profit. With 20 multiplier, just to see the difference, how much profitability difference would be there. 71% profit in here, so 150% profit here. This is just a demonstration which I had given to the client, just in terms of understanding market. Same as happened with Tesla. Tesla releases its earning report. Both of the reports were positive, but they were failed to reach the margin, and that's why Tesla decreased sharply, much more sharply than Netflix. So yeah, here it is. Okay, I'm getting your reply. So yeah, you majority of the time like fixed time trade, I guess. Okay, right. So we'll be talking about strategy now. So for today, OLYMP Trade have a lot of trading strategies, but again, it's not something that you want to learn each and every trading strategy. It's the upper hand that you will need to have on certain strategies. Some of the strategies are counter trend strategy and with trend strategy. So the strategy that we'll be using would be Friday trading strategy. So again, when we are applying this trading strategy, if you are a beginner client, if you do not have any exposure to this, what you can do, you can click on this A symbol, technical analysis symbol, and you click on the strategy option which is available here. Okay, let me remove this and start from the beginning itself. Technical analysis symbol, then the strategy option. We scroll it down and we'll be seeing Friday trading strategy. You click on here and press on enable strategy option. Everything will be applied automatically. Now the beauty of this trading strategy is it uses 3 different EMAs for 3 different periods. We have EMA which is set at period 5. So number which is written in this column, if you are seeing, which we call it as period, that means except this candle, last 5 candles are been average out. Exponential moving average. There are few differences when we talk about SMA, EMA, WMA in detail. Okay, right. In this trading strategy, we'll be seeing EMA 5, EMA 13 and EMA 55. Now what are the benefits of using EMA over SMA? Okay, let's talk about this. Now since EMA is an exponential moving average, a basic difference between SMA is, if you watch it closely, or if you are going to apply SMA in here, it's a mathematical analogy that it is averaging out last candle. But this EMA, for this specific exponential moving average, EMA are multiplied by a multiplying factor. That's why SMA values are depending upon the past data. They usually are constructed using past candles, high and lows. They have been averaged out. For EMA, they have been multiplied by a multiplying factor. Now this multiplying factor helps us to predict previous as well as present price and make deductions based on it. We also have another set of WMA, which is weighted moving average. Weighted moving average basically deals with the existing working condition, not on the past data. That's why it is heavily dependent on the existing factor of multiplying factor. Okay, so anyways, we'll be talking about the strategy in more details. Since in this trading strategy, we have 3 different EMAs: 5, 13 and 55. EMA 5, EMA 13 and EMA 55 will be taking trades on their crossovers. Whenever the smallest EMA, which is EMA 5, crosses bigger SMA from bottom to top, we will have a very good entry here. When it crosses from bottom to top, see, both these are crossing each other. We can actually make it a little thicker one here. Okay, so let's change the thickness of this. Is it visible? Okay, since these 3 EMAs are set on the 3 different periods, the smallest EMA crosses whichever EMA, may it be EMA 13 or EMA 55, it would be a strong buying opportunity if it is crossing from bottom to top too. Let's look at some different assets as well. We will have some more trading strategies available for us. Let's try to find a very good signal from this moment. Okay, and there is another thing that I wanted to tell you. So in the next week, we will be having a major market updates. Fed interest rate decisions will be released. Fed interest rate decisions is one of the most lucrative fundamental analytics news that majority of the investors basically wait for. I'll be telling you one of the shortcut method, one of the quickest method to make profit on it. At the same time, I'll be teaching you how to understand market from a very different perspective. Okay, so team, will be taking some live trades on this trading strategy, right? The smallest EMA crosses another EMA from bottom to top, there would be an opportunity to place an upward direction trend. Okay, if you are observing the candle for a minute, your expiration time will be little higher than that. At the same time, I wanted to tell you that we can get a precise signal, a precision of the signals by using another indicator. I do use it at times, so you can use it here like parabolic SAR for the default value. You can go to the indicator section and use in conjunction with the strategy parabolic SAR. So as you already know, parabolic SAR has the default value. Whenever the dots formation are above the candle, usually the trend formation would be a downward trend. If the dot formation are below the candle, that means it is an uptrend. So here we'll be using three different approaches. Okay, so first of all, we'll be finding some precise signals. So let's switch the graph to 5 minutes duration and we'll waiting for the expiration time. Okay, so it can be a very good signal. It was indeed. Okay, so let's use a risk-free trade here, although we are a little late here. So we'll be taking some trade, 10 minutes, and let's go ahead with 9 minutes expiration time. Team, if you find any good signals, please let me know. I'll be waiting for your comments as well. I'll be looking, I'm basically looking through your comments. If you find any fixed time trade signals, please let me know. We'll be taking trades on. This was a very good signal indeed. Okay, let's try to switch asset. You see, sticking to one asset is not something that we want. We want signals, right? In order to get the signals, you have to enter the trade exactly at the right moment. Again, the probability of trade by taking trades using the strategy, that means you are increasing the probability of profitability here. Okay, it was a good signal here. Change in the parabolic dot shift and the crossover from top to bottom. Now same goes for EMA 5 to EMA 55 crossover. Usually EMA 55 crossover is a very strong one. It's a very strong one. It usually gives a very good signal in terms of making profit. The shorter one, if you are seeing like a lot of doji candle formation and there is a sideways trend going on here, right? A sideways trend. And this might be a possibility that it can cross multiple times. So this is not a very good opportunity to open up a trade team. Okay, let's try to switch assets once again. What's my personal favorite trading strategy? Okay, it depends on the circumstances, sir. If you find like some of the strategy are counter trend strategy. So my favorite trading strategy is Bollinger Band. I loved it whenever the market is highly volatile during the time. So I love taking trades using Bollinger Band. I'm also at the same time I'll be using relative strength index for the different asset as well. So yeah, these are some of my, okay, there is a very good opportunity. Let's go ahead and open up a trade here. So see, we have what we did, we have actually increased our expiration time. And if you want to change, if you want to see the dots change, you can basically shift it to 1 minute's duration and you will observe it. The dots has already been changed in these circumstances. For shorter time duration, we were little late, but what we did, we increased our expiration time. Usually around 7 p.m. the market becomes very volatile. Specifically, if you look at, okay, so the value of Brent has been dropped drastically downward direction. Okay, let's find out the support level here. All right, let's switch the asset now. In Forex, it can be a very good opportunity. If you find Brent exactly around $79-78 per barrel with moderate set of multiplier, you can open up a trade in Forex. Let's try to switch between the strategy here. Do we have a signal? We had a signal here, not now. Let's switch the asset. First of all, we'll be scanning all the assets in which we'll be getting a very good entry point. All right. Okay, so Mr. Basavraj sent me something after a try, Mr. Malhotra. So yeah, I'm still not able to understand it, but thank you. Okay, so here we had a very good crossover. We are actually little late to open up a trade, but we'll be trying our luck on this one. Since we have little risk-free trades available for us, Let's watch the graph first of all for a minute. No, the candle formation seems to be green on this one, so we'll be skipping this asset. Okay, there is no signal here. Although team, you can let me know that, according to you, which asset has given you the most profitability in FTT or Forex, and what is the biggest return you have gained on any specific asset? Okay, so it seems to be a crossover, but there is not available crossover. Let's switch the asset now. No signal here. Team, at the same time, you can ask me your questions. I'm there to help you all. You can, if you have any doubt regarding anything at all, or if you want to learn any specific trading strategy, you can comment in, and I'll be responding to that accordingly. Okay, so Mr. Raja Sam said, which strategy is best for daily trading? I believe markets are very volatile now, and it will be. And in that circumstances, you at least need to have 2 to 3 trading strategy available with you. It must be like couple of them can be counter trend strategy, couple of them can be with trend strategy, and you can trade accordingly. Okay team, if you find any signals, please let me know. I'm just switching my assets from one asset to another one. Let's find a good entry point here. Yeah, indeed, I was actually talking about the price of gold. Okay, so what recently is happening, the price of gold, this is a Forex trading idea in team. If you click on gold, what you will find is, if you switch to 1 day graph, here what you will observe is the value of gold was very close to 2000 level. 2000 level can act as a very good level of resistance, since it's very close to the highest point, which is 2060. Now in these circumstances, if you are not certain about in which direction one can take a trade, you can basically you can switch or reduce the value of multiplier and open up a trade accordingly. Select the risk to ratio reward. So if you are taking the risk of 1%, 1:2 or 1:3 is something that we suggest our client. So if you are selecting the stop loss of 50 minus 50%, here you can select the take profit of double or triple, that means 100 or 150%. Okay, here I actually had opened some of my trades in Forex. Okay, so probably on this account. Yeah, so I have been waiting for this moment to happen for Forex, right? I have been holding a position on these assets starting from 18th of July. In fact, for today, I actually closed one of my trade around profitability of, I guess, 10% here. If I could have hold it for a longer duration, it would be like 150%. See, before applying any specific trading strategy, what you can do, you can first of all try it in the demo account, see whether the stop loss and take profit margins are. Then open up the trade, and you will find, and you can actually improvise your position. So here the trade which I have taken was around 1961, whereas for this one I basically improvised my trade since the gold price was increasing. So I know for a fact that there was a high probability for gold to decline or decrease from this moment. Okay, so we have a question here. Can we completely depend upon indicator? Mr. Joshi said, can we completely depend upon indicators, or how can we analyze chart? There are 2 ways to understand market, Mr. Joshi. The first one is the technical point of view. Now in technical analysis, indicators and oscillator work smoothly and amazingly well. But in fundamental analysis, technical analysis fails to understand that. Indicators and oscillator works abruptly. They give very irregular results. So falling on the fundamental analysis, you have to understand as a financial market, as a trader, as an investor, as a financial analyst. My job is to teach our clients from both the perspective. So I teach my clients how to take trades using technical analysis approach and forex approach. That means fundamental analysis approach. Fundamental analysis is something which I like more. Always follow one certain approach. When you are taking trades in FTT, it is advisable you can use smaller amount to moderate amount. If you're using higher amount, I would suggest you to go for forex, where you can keep your trade alive for few days to few months as well, depending upon the value of multiplier absolutely that you select. Yeah. Okay, so we probably are missing out on some signals. So team, if you are new here, if you have joined the stream recently, the strategy that we are using here is Friday. The name of the strategy is Friday. Now if you are an advanced status client, or you are a starter or beginner client, and you do not have access to strategy, here we can actually craft our strategy using different set of indicators and oscillators. For the client who have joined the session, if you want, I can show you how to craft this strategy once again. See, if you watch it very closely, here what we are seeing is EMA 5, EMA 13, EMA 55. These three different set of oscillators altogether. Indicators, I'm so sorry. Now here you can actually use go to indicator section and apply this individually. You can note down the period, right? But what you need to do is you need to change the color of every indicator, and watch very closely for EMA 5, EMA 13 crossover, and EMA 5 to EMA 55 crossover. And for the confirmation, absolutely you can see that we can use parabolic for the same purpose. Now it's very close to the crossing line. We can actually switch to 1 minute's duration to observe it very closely. Okay, so if you will see, the graph is consolidated. Doji candle formations happens to be here. That means the market is very volatile now. Okay, so I'm reading your comments once again. Mr. Raja Sam said, sir, would you like to make $200 per day? So how many hours we need to make that, and how we can use the best strategy to do that? Well, we can use mix of both the worlds here. You can make $200 because, like, for me, my trading approach, I usually go ahead with like 5 to 10% of whatever initial capital that I have in my trading account. So whatever amount I have gathered over the course of my experience. Okay, let's try to take a trade here. So here what we basically do, we try to make like around 5 to 10%. You have to understand the risk and reward ratio for every client. For every client, you need to understand risk and reward ratio, right? A fixed time trading seems to be more lucrative, and it is indeed, because you can make a lot of money in a very shorter duration. But you need to remember that you have to control your emotion during trading, because emotion is something not which we can basically depend upon when we are taking trades in financial market. There is no room for emotion in financial market for emotions. Okay, it can be a very good opportunity, team. What can you suggest? Shall we? Okay, so Harish ji said Saturday and Sunday is the best day for day 2 trading. Well, it can be, because OTC markets are there, over the counter assets are there. Apart from that, you will be having crypto assets available, and some of the assets are available 24/7. So you can go ahead and while taking trades, and FTT and Forex can work out for you as well. Let's try to switch between the assets. And team, you can tell me what are the signals that you can see on your screen, and I'll be taking trades on that one. And if we are, I'll be telling you what were the entry points. If we are not taking a trade on that one, we'll be checking why not we are taking trade on that one. So there is a possibility here, but these two lines haven't crossed each other yet. Let's wait for it, or we can actually increase expiration time. Okay, let me put into the star mark because they haven't crossed it yet. How many of you team know about Fed interest rate decisions? Why basically Fed increases interest rate? Okay, there can be an opportunity here. Let's open up a trade. Fed basically increases interest rate to curb inflation. since during pandemic time, US currency basically they have printed a lot of money, and just because of this printing, a lot of money was circulating in the financial market, and which basically increase inflation. So they are actually independent. So many of the people get little confused, have a little confused idea about like why any government or any country print a lot of money and solve all the money crisis which has been happening there. Yeah, Mr. ANKPAK, yes, you said it right, sir. To counter inflation, Fed changes interest rate. That is correct. That is correct. And they can impact the manufacturing capacity. They basically withdraw all the excessive fund by increasing the interest rate. They basically give you a higher. They basically give you a higher lucrative interest rate on the saving amount. At the same time, they will be reducing your borrowing power, which happens, and that's why. And the worst part about it, increasing interest rate, is recession. A lot of people lose their job because of recession. So yeah, they will be increasing an interest rate. There is a very good analogy that we can make it here. So there is an opportunity. Let's open up a trade. We'll be increasing an expiration time here. Let's wait for it for the crossover. Okay, the crossover hasn't happened yet, so we had this trade profitable. Our risk-free trade was not that good enough. Astro index. Okay, so the momentum shifted, right? Let's wait for it for 5 minutes duration. Okay, for 5 minutes duration we have a signal on the higher time frame. After recession, we can earn money here on NFP news. On NFP, yeah, non-farm payroll. Basically, I have an analogy. I have created a table based on non-farm payroll. So how the market can react on non-farm payroll. We will be talking about non-farm payroll in much more detailed sense in the upcoming session, indeed. Anyway, so let's not divert from our topic. This is our trading strategy, which is Friday trading strategy. And what we are doing is we're taking some live trades here. Be very careful while taking trades. Okay, and if you want to use this strategy specifically, and if you haven't used it anytime soon, make sure first of all you practice it. May it be in your demo account or live account, whichever you are comfortable in, and then you can trade accordingly. Okay, so Arbaz ji said show your targets. Target, that means are you talking about the strategy, or like is it something you want to see my FTT or Forex trade? So these are my Forex trade, which I have been taking from a long time. So I'm able to make a considerable profit based on the scalping or the strategy which I usually do. Okay, yeah. So let's go ahead with strategy once again. So there is a very good opportunity here, team. Let's go ahead with 3 minutes expiration time once again. EMA 5 and EMA 55. EMA 55 act as a very good level. So when they cross each other, that means they are breaking up some levels, and based on that we are actually taking trades on this one. Euro USD. Okay, let's check Euro USD. The strategy, according to the strategy, the signal hasn't formed yet, sir. And since it has been around 7 p.m., so market can be a little volatile. It can be on the shaky grounds, which is fine. Okay, so yeah, and probably you guys also know about this analogy that we use in correlation, that price variation in dollar are inversely proportional to the fluctuation in golds. Fluctuation in gold. So whenever the price of dollar increases, gold increases or decreases exactly opposite for the variation in USD. They are negatively correlated. Okay, I'm reading your comments. So okay, ANKPNK said AUD sir. Let's check AUD. In fact, Canadian dollar is something which I like more. I have been taking trades on Canadian dollar, and this asset seems to be working very well for me in Forex. EMA 5 and EMA 55, Mr. Prakharji, don't depend upon each other. They are basically a mathematical tool which are been constructed to understand what's going on for last 5 candles and 55 candles. And when they cross over each other, since these periods are a long periods, and they can create a very strong signals based on that. If you can see it here, it's a very good signal. It was a very good signal for EMA 5 and EMA 13 first cross from top to bottom, and which has been confirmed by the parabolic dot, so it can be a downward opportunity. And when it crosses EMA 55, it creates a very strong downtrend here. Alright, so since the profitability here has been decreased to 54%, I really don't think it's a good asset to take trades on. So minimum rate of return that we'll be looking out while taking trades on any particular asset of your choice. Okay, just give me a moment. I probably have seen some variation in gold. Okay, so this trade has been negative, so we probably need to recover it now. Let's switch it to 1 minute duration, since the dot has been changed for this one. This dot is about to cross it. Okay, so there is still a little gap in here, the dot formation here, and they haven't crossed each other yet, so that's not a very good signal here. Why 3 minutes time frame? Prakharji, we can actually change it. So as I told you, risk to reward ratio, we have to define it. If you are watching the graph for a minute, 2 to 3 minutes expiration time is considered as a very good one, because like if you watch the candle for a 1 minute duration, you can see a lot of variation or fluctuations happens in the market, and sometimes people can win a trade or lose a trade by very small margin, like 0.01 or 0.025. These small margins are very disheartening, let me tell you about this. And that's why I would recommend, if you go ahead on higher time duration, market volatility will be reduced considerably, and using different set of indicators or strategy, there are more chances for you to make a profitable trend. It's just something like if you're watching the graph for 5 seconds duration and taking trades for 30 seconds, so it's just balance of probability. It can be profitable, it cannot be profitable, you are just guessing it, but we are not guessing it here. Mathematical tools helps you to predict the market movement more precisely rather than just watching the candles. That's why, yeah, Mr. Situn Studio, yes, you can copy my strategy, this trading strategy. If you are an advanced trader client or like expert status client, this trading strategy is available to you, sir. It's a Friday trading strategy which is available in the strategy section for us. Indeed, advanced status client can use it. Unfortunately, status client do not have the privilege of using this strategy, but you can craft your strategy absolutely by copying the numbers which are on the screen and using accordingly. The beauty of getting advanced and expert status client is what I believe in. Yeah, guys, you can get free consultations from the financial analyst, and we can help you out in making very good returns. So there was one thing which I have told you in the beginning, that I'll be giving you a very good insightful thought about what will be happening in the Fed interest rate decisions. If you are willing to know about it, we can have a very good conversation. At the same time, we'll be watching some different asset for trading in fixed time trading and Forex. So in beginners, which trading strategy is good for beginners? All the trading strategies which are available in OLYMP TRADE are crafted in a way that it can be used by every other client. We have a YouTube tutorial available. We are streaming online to teach our clients what would be a good opportunities in trading. So yeah, we can get ahead about that, we can get to know about that. On Bitcoin, we can have a partially good opportunity, but if you'll see, Bitcoin is highly volatile assets. It's usually very volatile. So indicators, oscillators, be very careful while using on it. So team, can you find any signal for me, a very good signal for me? It can be a good signal. Let's use martingale approach on this one. The dot confirmation hasn't confirmed it yet. Okay, these are our trades, these are our fixed time trades. Okay, so for basic dollar index it's not working that effectively. What's went wrong in this situation? We observe it actually for 5 seconds, and this is because of the volatility in the market. Okay, all right, if you will see this pattern something like this, if the candle formation, there are tails formation in both the direction, that means asset being very volatile. It's been very risky to trade in these circumstances. 6 p.m. and 7 p.m. these are the time during which major economic news events usually released by US and so as by the Canadian government, that is Canadian dollar. So USD, CAD are the currencies, or all the currencies which are associated with USD and CAD. Let's try to recover our funds from this trade. Let's go ahead with, since we are watching the graph for 5 minutes, let's open up a trade. A little riskier one we are here, but yeah, we can go ahead with this. This dot confirms current change in the momentum of asset, and for 1 minute duration we can actually see the crossover has happened in this period. That's why we have taken an upward trade here, team. Yeah, so let's get back to the point where we were about to discuss about the Fed interest rate decisions. Indeed, that would be a very good opportunity for all you guys. So the beauty of Fed interest rate decisions is, if somebody knows about this, so interest rate decisions tends to be equal majority of the time, the actual and forecast value. Okay, will be if you don't know about how to read this, I'll be teaching you that as well, team. So don't worry about this. So if you, in terms of understanding, just analyze this. We have Fed rate decisions coming in exactly around 11:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time. Whenever Fed interest rate decisions comes, majority of the time I'm saying, usually value of dollar index keep on decreasing for consequently 6 to 7 hours before the news impact. If you want, we can actually cross verify it. You can click on any specific data that you want to see. If you, let's just suppose you click on this data and observe the previous market moments, actual forecast and previous value, you will observe is actual and forecast tends to be equal majority of the time. They are. Since they are equal majority of the time, the market moments tends to be exactly the same way that's been happening. I've been observing basic dollar index from last year, and I found out majority of the time whenever Fed interest rate decision releases exactly around 11:30, basic dollar index start decreasing a little by a little. Why? Because fear in the financial market for the recession. This happens majority of the time, team. You can take the tip from it. Either you can take trades on basic dollar index on the higher time frame. There is a possibility, there is a very good probability on that. Or you can open up a trade in Forex with 100 or 200 multiplier, keeping multiplier value on the balance side. And let's wait for it. On basic dollar index, since this index is not available, but in terms of correlation, if you will see, basic dollar index works exactly opposite for Euro against USD. This is what we call it as negative correlation. These two graphs seems to be exactly opposite because of negative correlation. We'll be talking about negative correlation. If you want to know about negative correlation, positive correlation, we can have a conversation in the personal session, and we will be having a lot of questionnaire session, doubt session as well. Okay, so team, let's try to understand market once again. So I hope you get the idea here. So let's just suppose the Fed interest rate, the value of USD keep on decreasing. That would be an amazing opportunity to open up another trade on gold on the bullish sentiments, because since when USD falls down, the value of USD rise up. So that's a negative correlation that you can use to benefit your trade. So we have been talking from a very long time, team, and it's absolutely I'm feeling absolutely overwhelmed by your response. I'm very happy that since you have been asking these questions. If you have any more doubts, we are still there. Thank you very much for being with me, first of all, in this special webinar. Let me know in next week what you want to learn. You can comment it, and you can like it. We have a lot of platform on which you can contact us. We have our support team. You can contact, you can basically comment in the live chat itself. If you have any doubts regarding anything at all, we will have a hotline number. We also have our Telegram group as well, our Indian channel available for us. Make sure you follow us in every media possible so that you can get to know about what is happening in the financial market and how we will be able to make profit in the longer run. It was lovely seeing you in the meeting, team. I'm very happy for this moment. Thank you very much. I wish you all the best and a very good weekend. Enjoy your time and have a great day ahead. Thank you.